Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at something pretty big in cybersecurity.
Yeah, the data problem. It's huge.
Exactly, just this flood of information. So, our mission today is to figure out how this new tech, DataBahn.ai's Data Reef, is supposed to help.
Right, cut through the noise, basically.
Yeah, get to the actual insights faster. We're looking at their launch announcement for this.
Okay. Well, it's definitely a space that needs solutions. The amount of data, logs, alerts, all that telemetry, it's measured in petabytes now.
Petabytes. And most of it just sits there, right?
That's the scary part. Some estimates say like less than 5% actually gets analyzed properly.
Wow.
Yeah. So think about what could be hiding in that other 95%.
Yeah.
Critical stuff.
Totally. It's like, yeah, a needle in a haystack doesn't even cover it. So DataBahn.ai, they're tackling this. Who are they, for anyone who hasn't heard?
Well, they've been making a name for themselves in AI-driven data management, data fabrics, pipelines, that sort of area.
Yeah.
And this Reef thing, it's their new solution aimed squarely at this security data overload.
So what's the angle? Is it just faster storage?
Not exactly.
Oh.
The core idea seems to be less about just holding the data and more about transforming it, turning that raw telemetry into, well, actionable intelligence.
Actionable intelligence. Okay.
Yeah, getting the right information, the important bits, to the right place when it actually matters. It's about being proactive.
That sounds promising. So how does it work? Let's get into the mechanics of it. How does Reef filter out all that noise?
So the key seems to be its intelligent processing. It's designed to actively filter out the junk, first off,
Right.
then pinpoint the really significant events, add context, understand how different pieces of data relate, and then prioritize what it finds, all in real time.
Real time. And where does this process data go?
That's interesting, too. It apparently writes this refined, high-value data directly into the company's own data lake.
Oh, so you use your existing setup.
Exactly. Leverage what you've already invested in, which is usually a big plus for enterprises.
Definitely. Now, the announcement mentioned, let me see, a Model Context Protocol Server, MCP, and Cruise AI. How do those fit in?
Right, the MCP server. It sounds like the bridge, really. It connects Reef's real-time processing with Cruise AI.
Which is their data engineer platform.
Correct. Think of the MCP server as making the data understandable. It lets users ask questions in, like, plain English using prompts.
Ah, natural language.
Yeah, so you ask a simple question, and the system, using Cruise AI in the background, can dig through that Reef process data to find configurations, inventory details, anomalies, all from one prompt.
So you don't need to be a, coding wizard to query the data.
That seems to be the goal, making complex analysis much more accessible.
Okay, that could be huge for usability. And they talked about speed too, right? Big improvements in search times.
Yeah, the numbers they threw out are, well, pretty dramatic.
Like what?
They're claiming searches that used to take, say, 5 minutes, maybe even up to an hour.
Which sounds realistic for huge log files.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Painfully realistic for anyone who's done it.
Yeah.
They're saying Reef cuts that down to seconds.
Seconds? Seriously?
That's the claim. If that actually works in practice, I mean, think about incident response or threat hunting.
Yeah.
That kind of speed up is transformative.
No kidding. Seconds versus minutes or an hour. Yeah, that's a game changer. Okay, let's dig into the architecture bit. It's built on their security data fabric and creates a metadata layer. What does that mean practically?
Okay, so the security data fabric is like the base layer. It's how they ingest and manage all the security data coming from different tools, SIEMs, EDR, cloud logs, whatever. It's designed to be modular and scalable.
Got it, the foundation.
Right. Then Reef builds on top of that fabric. It creates this unified metadata layer.
Yeah.
Now, this isn't all the raw data itself. It's more like a really smart index or catalog about the data.
Enriched data.
Exactly. Enriched with context, relationships, priorities, all identified by Reef's AI. And crucially, this metadata layer is searchable using natural language.
Ah, back to the natural language again.
Yeah. So instead of needing complex SQL or query languages, you can ask plain questions. It makes navigating this potentially massive data set much, much easier, like having an AI librarian for your security info.
An AI librarian, I like that. So it's faster and easier to use. Who benefits most from this? How does it change things for, say, a SOC analyst?
Well, for a SOC analyst, the idea is faster, better prioritized alerts with context right there. So quicker identification, quicker response, less time wasted chasing false positives or digging for info.
Makes sense. What about threat hunters?
For them, being able to explore this rich metadata layer efficiently. asking complex questions easily. They could uncover subtle threats, those low and slow attacks that might otherwise get lost in the noise.
Okay. Anyone else? Infrastructure teams, auditors.
Yeah, the announcement suggests benefits there too. Better visibility into system health for infrastructure folks, easier data access for auditors doing compliance checks. And even other AI systems could potentially use this cleaner, contextualized data feed to improve their own machine learning models for security.
Yeah.
It's about making the data useful across the board.
They use this analogy comparing data lakes or swamps, which are passive, to the reef where the signal lives. Can you unpack that a bit?
Yeah, I thought that was quite effective. The lake or swamp paints a picture of this huge, murky body of data, right? It's all there, but finding something specific or seeing the connections, it's hard work,
Well,
slow.
sluggish.
Exactly. Reef, by contrast, is positioned as this active ecosystem. The important stuff, the signal, isn't just sitting there passively. It's being actively found, highlighted, contextualized.
So the data tells a story.
That's a phrase they use. Logs stop sitting idle and start telling a story. It really emphasizes that shift from just collecting data to actively extracting intelligence and narratives from it, making the data work for you.
It definitely seems like DataBahn.ai sees this as a core part of their strategy. What does this launch tell us about their broader vision for cybersecurity?
I think it reinforces their focus on AI as the key to handling modern security challenges, especially this data scale problem.
Right.
They're clearly betting on AI-driven automation and analysis to simplify things for security teams, make them more effective, more proactive. Reef looks like a major step in that direction, moving beyond just managing data to actually understanding it quickly.
Okay, and if listeners are thinking, this sounds interesting, maybe useful for us, how do they get it? Is it available now?
Yep. The announcement says it's immediately available for current customers using their security data fabric.
Okay.
And it's also available as an add-on for other organizations who want to, improve observability, maybe cut data costs, and generally boost their security outcomes using AI.
And where can people find out more?
The announcement points to their website, which is www.databahn.ai. Looks like you can get more details there, request a demo, that sort of thing.
Great. So wrapping this up, our deep dive today looked at DataBahn.ai's Data Reef, and it seems the big idea is using AI to intelligently sift through that mountain of security data.
Yeah. Filtering, adding context, prioritizing.
To give security teams insights much faster in a way that's actually usable. It's about moving from just storing data to really understanding the signals within it.
Exactly. Which brings us to a final thought for you listening in. Just pause and think. What if you could rapidly analyze and really grasp the meaning behind all the security data your organization generates? How could that fundamentally change your security posture? Your day-to-day decisions? What kinds of questions, maybe questions you haven't even thought to ask before, could you explore? What hidden patterns might suddenly become clear? It's definitely something worth pondering.